SoftClouds is a CRM solutions provider based in sunny San Diego, California. With decades of experience in CX and innovation, we are proud of the business partnership that we have created as a result of our dedication, performance, and successful delivery of technology solutions. The expert project teams at SoftClouds consistently deliver high-value and measurable results. We have extensive experience and the necessary tools to help businesses find the best and most intelligent way to achieve their technology goals. Focused on innovation, our wide range of product offerings use emerging technologies such as IoT, telematics, and NLP. Our growing team of world-class software experts in cloud solutions integrate multiple technologies such as Oracle IoT, Siebel, Salesforce, and NLP. In this video, we will focus on the NLP engine of SoftClouds, named Qupplet. This initial version of Qupplet analyzes natural language input to retrieve relevant, accurate results in Siebel sales and service domains.
Hello everyone, I'm Raghavendra Oniche, call me Raghu. I'm a senior business analyst at SoftClouds and I have 9+ years of CRM implementation experience across various industries, both on-premise and cloud applications. Along with me, we have Ray Mendoza, who is Natural Language Processing Principal Architect at SoftClouds. Our presentation for today is to make queries simple in our CRM application to save time, cost, and provide better customer satisfaction. So before we talk more on search, let us have a quick walkthrough on how technologies are booming in today's market related to CRM. So today world is moving at faster pace by capturing all the data from the end consumers. Could be from smart devices like phones, watches, fitness gadgets, social media, or the apps you use on daily basis. So data is the key asset for any technology. Stats say that 90% of today's data has been generated in the past 2 years and it will be growing substantially every year. Streaming, analyzing, and using data in multiple different ways has evolved into various technologies. The key technology, which is forecasted to be approximately 16 billion market value by 2022, with a 300% increase in investments this year compared to 2016, is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is an umbrella which includes big data, deep learning, data science, predictive analytics, natural language processing, and many more. Let us have a very high level understanding of these technologies before we get to natural language processing in detail, which is key technology in our search mechanism. Big data is a raw unstructured data not related to human senses, such as trading data, cybersecurity threat data, patient data, and sensor data. It is a high volume, high velocity streaming of data. Here are a few stats. Every day we are creating a 2.5 quintillion bytes of data, and CRM examples which we can give is Internet of Things is majorly based on big data. Auto industry is already capturing all the sensor data and performing analysis for product improvement, self-driven cars, and customer satisfaction. And for finance industry, it has the ability to link all other big data elements to measure, such as customer profitability, customer lifetime value, product margins, and other data sets. Deep learning permits software to train itself to perform tasks, facial recognition, general image recognition, speech recognition, text classification, and more by exposing multi-layered neural networks to vast amount of data. Here are a few stats on screen. Predictive analytics is to analyze current data to make predictions about future. It can be used to archive CRM objectives such as marketing campaigns, sales, and consumer services. By 2020, 50% of businesses will include intelligence in their practices wherever needed. So we are going to see analytics do more than ever to drive the customer satisfaction in all different ways, from product quality, providing service, ease of using application, and getting faster results of their questions. So talking about customer satisfaction and questions, natural language processing technology, shortly known as NLP, under AI is holding largest market share from 2016 and 2022. NLP technology understands human language and converts into system language to query for relevant results both by written text and speech as input and output. Last year, Thanksgiving holiday duration has two big products which are artificial intelligence enabled and natural language processing inventions, Google Home and Amazon Echo. These are the two products which have been extremely popular smart home devices which can connect and communicate to other smart devices at home. And how do people search at home now? Not on laptop or mobile by texting, just through voice. Hey Google, how to cook an egg perfectly? Or Alexa, how is the weather today? It saves a lot of time and gives consumers the flexibility to spend time very efficiently. Other popular examples we are using in daily life are Google search, Facebook news feed. When we search for some person or some data on Facebook, you immediately get the suggestions based on your previous search. And Amazon product recommendations. When you purchase a product or search for the product, the Amazon web page displays the suggested product similar to the one which you searched or purchased. One more recent example which I would like to state is in the last week, Starbucks has taken a next step for their customer experience by enabling voice ordering capabilities within the Starbucks mobile app using the popular Amazon Alexa platform. But why are we talking about all artificial intelligence and natural language processing? Now that we are aware that world is evolving with new technologies and faster way of communicating for queries and actions, then why can't we make our tasks simple and better, especially in finding answers within the applications we use at work on daily basis? Yes, I'm talking about our CRM applications where most of us are using Siebel application. So let us take an example on Siebel application how most of the users do the query for results. So here I would like to find a list of approved opportunities from last week where probability is greater than 50%. So firstly, user has to navigate to opportunities screen and find where are the fields, whether on the list applet or form applet, example probability, sales cycle, create a date, and now user has to think through what is my last week's start and end date. So it is 1/30/2017 and 3rd Feb 2017, and then he needs to do the data entry on each and every field. So here we're talking about 3 fields. So imagine if you add a couple of more fields in your query, so it is going to increase the time. So an average user spends for this example which I'm talking with 3 fields are involved is about 40 seconds to do the data entry on the query. So in our webinar, we have various industry leaders who are Siebel users as well, from automotive manufacturing, high-tech, finance, semiconductors, retail industries, and more. So please visualize this example with contacts, accounts, service requests for auto and manufacturing high-tech, and it could be household and clients, screen and applets for finance industry. So this query process, which we have been using for almost 2 decades, the same process without any innovation on this. So let us see what are other challenges we have for Siebel users for query. We all know how often there will be rotation of resources, particularly in call center and sales areas. It is very often. It could be due to change of roles or could be due to part-time people in these departments. And all the front-end users are non-technical users who would not know how to relate or where and why to do the query and use the syntaxes appropriately. So it could be either wildcard search parameter or any operators or any symbols like when to use like, etc. So how many clicks does user have to perform for a search? As the number of fields grows, like we've seen in the example, the amount of time user spending on the query will be more. So for each entity, again, the user has to navigate to the individual objects. It could be service requests, opportunities, claims, etc. And all results displayed are based on exact word which has been masked and also case sensitive. So if we take an example where user is trying to find a solution for a smoke related problem which has been resolved recently. So I go to Siebel, query on the service request with description star smoke star to find that keyword. The results will be displayed only specific to the word smoke. What if users have entered instead of smoke fire? So user would not return, or the query would not fetch that cases which have been tracked as fire when you're searching for smoke. So there is no similarity of search. It is exactly based on the keyword. So knowing all these problems currently which we have gone through for Siebel users, our solution for all these challenges is don't query, ask Siebel. And how did we approach? By simplifying search for users to type in natural language like normal English which we use. And users do not have to navigate to every individual screen for every entity. One single screen, that is Qupplet screen, to access all the entities. And users do not have to worry about where are the fields, in which applet, list form, and they don't need to remember about the syntaxes as well. And search would not be restricted only with exact keywords. We would be able to get relevant synonyms and similarity of the meaning what user has searched for. And how about any query in just 3 clicks? Navigate to Qupplet screen, put the entry in the search bar, and click on either go or use enter key. Just 3 clicks irrespective of number of fields which have been involved. And all this functionality by still keep maintaining same data visibility what user is currently having in Siebel. For example, what kind of data he should only access, what manager should access, keeping all the data visibility what Siebel currently has. And other features of Qupplet is auto spell check, timeline checks. The user do not have to remember whether it is what is it today's date or yesterday's, last week, last month, last year, etc. And user does not have to remember any special occasions. It could be New Year's, President's Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas Day. So users should be able to search, bring me my last data from last opportunities data from last week, or how was my sales for New Year's Day or Thanksgiving Day, etc. And all these searches with a very quick response time from NLP engine, along with single screen using for multi-entity display. So you can see contacts, service requests, opportunities, claims in one single screen. You don't have to navigate to multiple screens. So here is the very high level architecture of Qupplet. The center section where we see this enterprise Siebel instance will be having a Qupplet as a plugin within Siebel application. So it will be a screen with a search bar to enter the data, and user could put the data entry and click on go like we were discussing earlier. So on the left side you see the user step 1 entering the data into Qupplet using simple English. Plugin passes the question to NLP engine, and NLP engine parses the question and builds query string which Siebel understand, that is search specification. And Qupplet plugin in turn passes the query to Siebel database, and Siebel database would return the results to Qupplet to display on the UI, and user would be able to see the results. So this is a very high level architecture. And few folks may ask, why now in Siebel? The reason is Siebel has OpenUI from 8.1.1.9 version, which is very powerful, and we should definitely embrace the capabilities of OpenUI for new innovations. So here I would like to pass on the presentation to our NLP expert Ray Mendoza, who can walk us through how this simple query which has been entered in Siebel is going to be passed through NLP and how it is going to be parsed so that Siebel understands the query. So Ray, all yours.
Thanks, Raghu. My name is Ray Mendoza. I'm leading the NLP efforts here at SoftClouds, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the NLP architecture that we have here for this slide, just so that you have a taste for exactly what the NLP engine is doing. There are 7 major steps to the NLP process in terms of getting a user query and analyzing it correctly. For example, if we have a user who wants accounts from last year in San Diego, he can type in that query using that simple plain language, and just as if he were to ask his friend. The very first step in the process is pre-processing. This step removes things like extraneous punctuation, lower cases, handles normalization, handles things like replacing the words used by numbers by their actual numerical forms, and things like that. The very next step after that is the spell checking, which is using machine learning training data that is geared towards the spell checking task. In our particular example, we misspelled accounts, so the output of this process will correctly spell check that and give you the correct spelling of the word accounts. After that, we're going to take all of these words and do what's called part-of-speech tagging, which basically goes through every single word, and again, using machine learning training data based on our internal corpora, is going to take each word and assign it a part of speech. For example, a noun, an adjective, a preposition, a conjunction, etc. And correctly, we've assigned a part of speech to each word in our query. The fourth step is to do a process called chunking, which basically takes pairs of adjacent words, or sometimes 3 adjacent words, and if those particular words form what is known as a chunk or a unit, then it will put them together. So for example, we know that San Diego refers to the city of San Diego, not Saint Diego. So since this is a statistically significant chunk, it will put them together as one unit so that we can analyze it as a location. After that, we have some initial word categorization to handle things like numbers of years or the numbers of things. There's a couple of other categories that we have for things like holidays and so on and so forth. There are none in this example. The second to last step is syntactic parsing, whereby we build a syntax tree based on this part of speech tag data, and that's relayed below. The rules for this are based off of theoretical linguistics and the structure of phrases based off of X-bar theory of syntax. The very last step is to go through this syntax tree and actually extract pieces of information that are going to be used to create a Siebel search specification. In this particular example, our intent is going to be to find accounts, so that's extracted from that piece of the tree. We also know that we want to find accounts from last year, so that's extracted. And we also know that we have a location, San Diego, so we know that our intent is accounts, the date range should be from last year, and our location should be from San Diego. Now I'm going to go through a demonstration of the Qupplet system so that we can see some of the ease of use of the interface and some of the results. Here we have our demo instance, and I'm going to log in with a demo user, W. Smith. Once we've logged in, we see our applets all on the right side of the pane here. We have our familiar applets in our Siebel instance for accounts, contacts, opportunities, quotes, sales orders, service requests, etc. Our Qupplet application actually shows up as an applet itself in the lower right, and it has a nice green icon, right? If we click on this icon, it's going to take us to our Qupplet search bar. The entire thing is handled through this search bar interface, just like you would search through a search engine. You can type in anything you want, as long as you're giving some indication of what you're looking for. So let's suppose I wished that you'd give me a show sales for this month. And because I was typing fast, or maybe there was a key was stuck on my keyboard, I mistyped give, and I missed typing the G. After I click search, one thing that's going to happen is the Qupplet applet will give me the original spelling, the original misspelling in this case, just in case there wasn't a misspelling. For example, if there's like an abbreviation that it accidentally spell corrected, or a proper noun that the system doesn't know about yet. So you can actually resubmit the query if you wished. This particular example, we wish to have Ashok's sales for this month, so we know that Ashok is an employee and he's selling something, so there's going to be some opportunities, so he's a sales agent. And we also know that the date range should be for this month. And sure enough, if we look below, the sales reps for all of these opportunities are going to be from Ashok. Let's suppose we want to look for service requests of a particular type. I could type in service request with type incident, and then we click search, which sends this query to our NLP backend, and the engine runs its analysis on the query and returns a search specification to Siebel, which then queries its own database, and sure enough gives us service requests, and for each SR type or service request type, it's the type incident. We can also search for open service requests. Just simply type in open service requests, and Qupplet knows that we're looking for service requests which are still open. In other words, the closed date field is blank, so it's still open. We can also look for dates and times. For example, we could say, give me service requests created last year. We know then that since this year is 2017, last year was 2016, so the open date for all these service requests is going to have a year of 2016. We can also search for contacts and take a look at location. If I say, give me the contacts belonging to Davisville Road, then we know that in some of the fields, we need to find this Davisville Road. Qupplet is smart enough to know that road is looking for something in the personal address of this particular entity, which is a contact. So it'll give you the contacts whose personal address are all involved in, Davisville Road. We can also ask for contacts in California. Qupplet is smart enough to be able to discern that California is a state, so it looks for California in the appropriate field. Sure enough, our results are all contacts in the state of California. We can also look for entities from a particular date, and there's a variety of different ways we can format the date. For example, if we're looking for accounts from a particular date, February 29th, 2016, we can just type that in just like this, and sure enough, we get our search result with created date of exactly February 29th, 2016. Qupplet is also smart enough to know about holidays and ranges of dates, so we can ask for accounts created before Christmas 2015. Qupplet will parse the query and then analyze it and then realize that Christmas 2015 is 2/25/2015. And if we look at the created date for all of these account search results is before 12/25/2015. We can also look for opportunities with revenue greater than 100,000. The opportunities that are listed here are all going to have revenue, and sure enough, the revenue is greater than 100,000. So Qupplet can handle specific fields within specific entities, and you can do comparisons for those particular fields.
So I would like to add few more business use cases, but these examples Ray has explained in terms of technicality and how it has been parsed by location, dates, etc. So users can ask, bring all cases where customer feedback or survey is below rating 5 out of 10. So that business users can quickly analyze the data and run a campaign against it. Or users can ask, get me all requests where safety issues are reported or any Takata recall reports from last month on XYZ model. So here please notice I'm mentioning sometimes requests, sometimes cases, so you don't have to always put service request on the search. So it could be incidents, cases, relevant, similarity of the words. It should fetch the right entity. For opportunity, it could be deals. Bring me all deals which have been closed greater than $500,000 of last month. Or it could be bring me contacts where household income is greater than 100K. One more example we can take, bring me all pending claims from last month. So these are few use cases you can apply on this search capabilities. So moving on with the lab exercise which we have performed on the Qupplet. So on the left side here you can see a sample query, time taken from a Siebel user, and the same user performed the query using Qupplet on column 3. So these results are from navigating to the screen and entering the data and displaying the results on the screen. So altogether the complete time has been captured. So if if the query is last week open service request, then Siebel user has taken 43 seconds versus 12 seconds. Another example is SoftClouds account opportunities. It's a simple query, so 16 seconds versus 10 seconds. And last week's revenue greater than 100K, 40 seconds versus 14 seconds. And contacts belonging to 98 Adam Street. So if I call center and say Raghu Uniche, there might be 2-3 Raghu Uniches. So maybe the agent would ask, what is your street address? And if I give 98 Adams Chest Street, it would automatically bring. So users do not have to go through that exercise. They can just mention in the query tab or the space where bring me all contacts which belong to 98 Adams Street, and it should automatically fetch Raghu's immediately. So having seen this sample time taken, if we take in an organization approximately 40 users using Qupplet query, now actual time user, if he's spending 2 hours in a day to address customers' questions or resolve the cases, to analyze and find the relevant data, using Qupplet, we have found from the lab test results 57% reduction. Approximately, if you even take 50%, so 1 hour per day the user is going to save. So for 40 users, it will be 40 hours a day, which is one person's week in a single day. So I will leave up to the users on the call to visualize how many number of calls one person week can address more, or how many number of additional meetings sales team can perform, schedule with their clients, etc. Or number of claims they can resolve. So let's move on to the implementation methodologies. The solution can be deployed in both on-premise as well as on cloud. So on-premise, based on your current Siebel infrastructure capacity, we might need a server to maintain NLP engine and data dictionary. Or if your current Siebel server has already enough bandwidth, space and capacity, then we can use the existing server. Implementation time would be slightly longer compared to the cloud solution. Any data dictionary updates should be planned, and maintenance costs for servers and updates will be there on daily basis based on the maintenance requirements. On cloud, we do not need to worry about the hardware software. Industry standard data dictionary and based on all business admin who are using the application, whether it could be across various industries, can be centralized in one database, and the same database can be used based on your organization's need. Auto updates of software with new features based on products roadmap will be readily available. Most importantly, it is maintenance free and worry free. Security. When it comes to on-premise solution, it is completely customer security standards will be followed. But whenever we talk about cloud, today everyone still is concerned about security measures and standards for the cloud applications. So with Qupplet, it is completely SSL encrypted, uses secure authentication, uses RESTful APIs, and the servers are hosted on Amazon Web Services, and data is still in your organization. Only the query string which has been formed will be on the cloud. So the data security is within your on-premise Siebel application secure standards. And key advantages of Qupplet. The product advantages are Qupplet is a ready plugin to Siebel. Qupplet uses your existing Siebel database, so no need to duplicate data in separate servers or do daily transactional data exchange. Users do not have to navigate away from Siebel application. It stays in your current application. Business advantages, as you have seen in the example, it saves time and cost, allows to enrich users to use their time efficiently. Better UI for query and search results all in one screen. And usually management team would have ad hoc requests to fetch data, whether it could be weekly, monthly, or any specific problem related data. And this solution will give access for the management team to query in natural language and fetch the data which is required without depending on any other resources. And most importantly, it is a cool product and solves every type of user solution. I would say it's a Google for Siebel. Roadmap of Qupplet version 0.6 has all the features which we have talked through so far in the webinar, and it comes with sales and call center modules and released on October 2016. And version 1.0, we are very excited to talk about next version since voice commands will be enabled. So you would be able to talk to your application, could be the same way we were discussing earlier. Instead of hey Google or hey Alexa, we can mention maybe hey Siebel, could you find me the contacts of Raghu Oniche from 98 Adam Street? You can just talk to the application. And it would have top 10 records. Users can go and fetch, bring me my top 10 opportunities for this month, my top 10 service requests where the ratings were 10 on 10. There will be graphical representations for the results. International holidays will be enabled, and finance and marketing modules will be available in March 2017 version 1.0. Version 2.0, which is planned for June 2017, will have a little bit of artificial intelligence flavored, where the queries will be auto-completing the user's mind and enabled for multiple languages, and there will be a UI available for the business admins to do the data dictionary part, adding more synonyms or similarity of the words without depending on IT team. And version 2.0 will come up with integrating with multiple other CRM platforms similar to Siebel. So as we've gone through the complete Qupplet solution, before we take up the questions from the users, very quickly, I'll wear a sales hat for 2 minutes. Please bear with me. Our company, SoftClouds, is established in year 2005, headquartered in San Diego. We are an Oracle Gold partner and a leading CRM service providers for both cloud and on-premise applications. As the industry is moving towards cloud, we have been transforming many of our clients from on-premise to cloud-based solutions. Along with CRM, we do implement and integrate CRM with emerging technologies like Internet of Things and telematics. And on the screen, you see a list of all other products which have been focused. Here are a few of our delighted customer list. We have worked with all major automotive, finance, retail industries, and few we are still running major projects. Okay, so thank you for taking your time to attend the webinar, and I hope you guys have had fun with our solution. Please reach out to marketing@softclouds.com if you have any additional questions or any interest to try the beta version of the product. Appreciate your time. Again, thank you, and have a nice day.
We hope that you enjoyed the presentation. If you have any questions or would like to know more about our experience with CX applications, reach us at info@softclouds.com.